First up, we go at it over an argument she started on Friday night during the Auburn-Michigan March Madness college basketball game that we were watching. She was sort of watching. Now, she's brought this up before, and I thought I'd ended this argument, but this time she was more wildly, dismissively opinionated than ever on the subject of college players being paid. Okay, so now you're on
I'm going to
TV.
say this
Fire
again.
away.
I've said it once before.
Okay.
We talked about this once before.
Yeah.
I just have no idea why they have to be paid this enormous amount of money. It really kills me. I'm
because
sorry.
an enormous amount of people are watching
Okay, you have
them.
these.
They're
I'm watching
entertainers.
these games, and these kids, they're just kids, which is fine, are playing this game that some of them don't even know what they're doing. I mean, some
Yes,
of them,
they
it's just
do.
like, it's Mickey Mouse, okay?
The ones who don't know
then
what they're doing aren't getting paid, trust me.
they're not getting paid anything?
Maybe here and there. But,
Yeah, but here and there to you is,
Okay, but the
I say to you,
stars-
how much are they making? Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. I have friends that are, they're scientists, they're researching AIDS and cancer, and they're making $100,000 if they're lucky a year. And these kids are making millions of dollars. Do you think that they know the value of millions of dollars versus what the real world is like out there? People that work in regular jobs, which I've worked in a regular job my whole life, I wasn't making millions of dollars. People that go to work in drugstores and grocery stores and the backbone of this world that keeps this world going, they're not making millions of dollars.
and none of those people can play
They have
high-level
a
college
ball.
basketball.
Oh, please. They're bouncing a ball. And yeah, that's what they're doing. And they're getting paid millions of dollars. They're 18 and 19 years old. So how many are actually drafted in the NBA?
Okay, well, that's a good point. But I
Okay.
told you, I pointed out Auburn star Janai
Okay,
Broom,
okay,
and I
he's a
said
star.
he's probably
Okay.
making, I don't know, $1 million.
Okay, $1 million.
And-
Now, what if somebody doesn't get drafted and they're making a lot of money as a college basketball player?
Are people paying to watch them play?
Okay,
Are
but
they
no, that's
selling
not the
out
point. I'm not
stadiums
making that
or
point.
arenas
I'm
to
making
watch
the
them
point.
play?
They're making astronomical amounts of money, and then they leave college, and not everybody is going to be drafted, okay? Then they're back in the real
They might
world.
be drafted. They might not make
Okay.
it. They might not live up.
Okay, so they're sitting on the sidelines.
Okay.
Then they go back in the real world, and how do you go from making millions of dollars to making $15 minimum wage in a job?
Well, that would be life if that's what
Well,
life
I
dealt
think
you.
that would be life, but
what
that's
you'd
going
have
to be
do.
a rude awakening because they think this is the real world, which it's not the real world.
Okay.
I'd say the minimal amount of people, I don't know what the percentage is, are making millions of dollars a year. Most of the people that are just doing normal jobs, 9-to-5 jobs, even more. I did more than a 9-to-5 job. I lived in my office, and I was not making $1 million a year.
Okay, but you couldn't play high-level college
No, but I'm
football
working as
or
a senior
basketball.
vice president
Okay,
at a public
all right,
relations
but
agency, and I'm not making millions of dollars a
Shedeur
year.
Sanders, son of Deion Sanders, played quarterback the last 2 years for Colorado in Boulder, and they sold out every single game, and they were must-watch on
I'm
TV,
not
and
saying
their
so
ratings were
they
through
could
the roof.
make some money. Give
Okay.
them a salary, but not $1 million.
Okay,
Give
he's
them
making
just,
$3 million, and he should be the first pick in the draft. I think he's going to be the third pick in the draft, and he's going to make
insane.
a lot of money.
Okay, so
because
that's
he's worth it
He's worth it to who?
to people who
To the
love
s-
sports. You don't love sports.
No, but do you think it's fair that some 18-year-old kid is going to be making millions of dollars
Yes.
because he can get a ball into a basket?
Okay. Do you know how many of those 18-year-olds, 19, 20, 21-year-olds in the past tore up their knees playing for dear old you, and it wrecked their
But
ability to make millions in pro basketball?
mean, that's why NFL players get concussions and they know
Yeah.
going into playing football, there's a chance. So high school kids, they play football on the field and they wreck their knees too. So I just don't think, I say give them some money. I just don't think they should be making millions. Give them, $20 an hour.
Okay. Should a child actor make millions to play a role?
Entertainment,
Because all
to
he's
me,
doing, he or
different.
she,
Yeah.
they're just impersonating somebody that they aren't.
Different world,
And just because of
different
that,
world.
why is it
Yeah.
a different world?
It is a
Same
different
idea.
world.
It's entertainment.
No,
You're
come
watching
on.
them
This
because
is
you're entertained by them.
entertainment. For how many years has really there been basketball being played? You're going to tell me from the cavemen days?
James Naismith and the Peach Baskets. I don't know.
Movies have been being made, silent movies, okay? It's entertainment.
But that was like in
so
the
you're going to tell me they
20s,
played
the teens?
basketball back when Lillian Gish
You know
was
what?
a 20s silent?
They played basketball before there were movies. They were. They were. Okay, so
Listen.
what? Okay, they're just child actors and they're making millions. Macaulay Culkin for Home Alone or whatever his
different.
next movies were.
These movies are making billions of dollars at a box office, okay? They're making a lot
Same
of money.
idea.
No, it's not. This is a
do you know how
college
many-
kid who in 4 years, if he doesn't get picked, he's out.
Do you know how many billions got paid for this March Madness package by these networks?
Because
by
people
CBS
feed into
and
it.
TNT
Because
and
feeding into it and making these college kids stars. Because that's what this whole world, this industry of this March Madness thing that is insane. That you say you could have Hazel pick who's going to win because that's really the science to it.
that's the beauty of it. That's the attraction to it. That's the intrigue.
So
Nobody can pick it. And we watch because it's the ultimate reality TV because we don't know who's going to win.
Listen, it sickens me to know that people are trying to cure diseases and they can't make a quarter of
And the
what these
Macaulay
kids are.
Culkins are making millions
It's
to make
different.
movies. That
It's
sickens
different.
me too then.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it doesn't.
So here's what sickened me on Friday night. I had
Yeah.
an out of body experience on the couch as we're watching this game. I'm trying to get through it because I've got to watch because it's my job to watch.
Right.
And my wife is picking me to pieces over an argument that has been a pet stance of mine for like 40 years. Since my earliest days in newspapers, I've written columns about how college kids deserve to be paid.
Well, I didn't know you then because I would have
Okay.
been saying the same thing to you back then that I say now.
Okay,
They don't
I know,
deserve it.
but my point is, it's my field of expertise, and I have believed this with all my heart and soul, and it finally came to pass. There's a thing called NIL, and there's a transfer portal, and all of a sudden, college kids are free to make just about what the market will bear for them to make, which is supply and demand. It's called America, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
America, right. So where is it that some kid for 4 years he can make $4, $5, $8 million
might,
for 4 years?
yeah.
Then he leaves and he's not drafted, and then he's going to be set out in this real world of
Okay, but if
the
you're making
reality
that
of
much
it.
money in college, you're going to be drafted because you're going to be really good because you already were very good, or you wouldn't be making that kind of money. It's
Okay.
going to be rare for somebody to make a lot of money in college and then not get drafted at all. They might fail in
They could be a
pro.
bust.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then that's life. That's
So you don't think that
Supply
it sets
and
them
demand.
up for there's a falseness there that this is what the real world is now,
For
that
some
you're going to be
kids.
making millions for the rest of your life?
okay. But Shadur Sanders grew up with some money because he
Well,
was
but
Deion's
that's a different
son,
case. He's
and he's
Deion's
fine.
son.
And I would actually draft him, liking the fact that he was making $3 million already, because I wouldn't have to worry about him suddenly coming into some money and blowing it off the field.
Look
and
at the ball kids.
Yeah.
The ball kids.
okay.
They got into some problems. There was some problems. You
Not
don't
really.
think that some. What do you mean? Wasn't one of the ball kids? Didn't he have a law problem? Something. There
Okay,
was
the
something.
one who wound up not playing rapping, and he's been
Yeah.
very good at rapping.
Yeah.
He had an issue where they shoplifted something in
Yeah.
China or something.
you
It was
don't think-
ridiculous. It was
Back in the day, when
Okay.
I said this before, when I was friends with Mike Piazza's manager,
yeah.
he said to me,
Former
when you
baseball
give,
player.
well, I think
Way
people
before
know who
people saw
Mike
him.
Piazza is. He's only a Hall of Famer, right?
But he didn't deserve to
Okay.
make money because he wasn't curing cancer, right?
He deserved the money. He didn't play. It wasn't college. He was playing in the big leagues.
I know, but
Yeah.
why would you pay him that much money?
Because that's
to
real.
entertain
Okay.
people?
But what the
He
manager
could have
said
been
to
a
me,
teacher or a doctor,
it's a whole
right?
different thing. But okay, what the manager said to me was, I have to be their father because all of a sudden they're making so much money and they're getting into problems because they're making all this money.
That differs from kid to kid. Some can handle it, some can't, to your point. But some child actors, what happened to Macaulay Culkin? Didn't he kind of go over
Well,
the
he's
edge?
fine now. But,
Oh, he's fine
but,
now. I
But the
don't know.
problem is, to me, I do not see. I think Hazel agrees with me.
Yeah.
I think they can make some money, but I don't think they should be making millions. My 2 cents.
Yeah, she agrees with me. She's picking me once
Listen,
again.
they're going to be making the money whether or not I like it. So it really is
here's
pointless.
what got me. I'm sitting there on the couch having this out-of-body experience thinking, my wife is clashing with me and you wouldn't back off. You just come harder and harder at me. And I'm thinking, if we were talking about a field in which you have expertise, like fashion, if you'd come in wearing this outfit, which I like a lot,
thank you,
and you came in and I suddenly said, that doesn't work, that clashes, it just, and you said, no, it worked great. Well, I'm not going to hang in there and start fighting you about, no, this is a little different black than this is black, and I don't like the pinstripes with the pattern. It doesn't go together. I'm not going to say that, but what if I did? It would drive you nuts because you'd say, and you know fashion? I know fashion a little bit, but I don't know fashion the way you know fashion.
But it's not the same thing.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not, because this is blatant, in your face. We're watching the game, and I say, how much is he making? I don't know. He's making not that much, maybe $1 million. Not that much. I mean, I don't even know. Do people not know the value of money?
Millions of people are watching him perform his art, and it is an art form.
Maybe it's an art. I say give him a little bit less. Give him some money, enough to live like people make money. Okay. You don't have to go to the millions.
Okay. So Lil Wayne can rap. He can write and he can rap. And he's really good at it. And a whole lot of people are highly entertained and enlightened.
He deserves as much money as he can make, Wayne.
Okay. So
he's not some 18-year-old kid putting a ball in a basket.
I know, but when he was like 12, he was making a lot of money.
He's still
in New Orleans.
He has a major talent. He has a God-given talent.
Okay.
Wayne.
So does that Janai Bloom.
And then they stand there crying when they lose.
So does Cooper Flagg.
And then they cry. Okay. They're so evolved. They're crying while they're taking a check for $1 million.
It's called one and done, and this is it.
What do they care? They're still taking the money to the bank.
Okay, but they care about winning, and so they get tears in their eyes, or if their career has ended.
You got $1 million coming into your pocket.
Those kids you see crying,
and you're worrying about them crying?
They're usually not the ones making the money.
How much are they making?
Probably none.
Oh,
but they did get room, board, and tuition, right?
They
got a full scholarship.
It's a lost cause. It really is. Whatever. They're going to still be making millions with it, not whether or not I like it.